There we go. Facebook, guys. God bless. How are all of you? Are you connecting? Oh, wait. Guys, happy Friday. Yeah, that's a rarity here for the little orange man of the other night. But Friday, yes. I had to come on because this message got to get across to people. And hopefully this resonates with you. And we were taught as little tots, man, that if you walk up to the stove, and I said it a million times here, America's Mentor, you walk up to the stove, you touch it, it's going to hurt. What do? We don't go back. Well, why as people, we keep going back to the same thing that hurt us is my question. Why do we keep, you can blame attachments, and all these other things, these psychological things that happen to bring us back to the magnet that it keeps stabbing us in the ass. To me, when you really grasp the fact that we're constantly inadvertently hurting ourselves, sometimes it takes a couple, 3 times to figure it out. It helps you understand that to heal, time doesn't heal old wounds. Remember that. Only you can. Time will never heal old wounds. It's you making the change in your life that will stop triggering the old wounds from bubbling up. Then wounds become wisdom, and it's a better thing for you in life to realize that. And today is National Walk Around Day. Wow. I mean, there's a literal way to walk around on this day, to walk through a puddle or broken glass. You know not to do these things, you're going to get hurt or wet. Very simply here, if that's a word. And a figurative way to walk around problems knowing the potential outcome. I had a conversation the other night, late into the night, with a dear friend about the same scenarios happening in their life. And they wanted to know, when does the pain stop? That was the person's question. When will the hurting stop? And I just watched a great movie as I was prepping here called The Town with Ben Affleck. Great movie. He wanted to get away from all the craziness and the crime that he was committing. So what did he do? He left at the end, at the very end. It was really somber. If you guys see it, it's a great movie. It's really what it takes. It takes you creating new patterns in your life. Because those new patterns become a new thought process. Therefore, it becomes a new life process. You keep going towards the stove, you're going to get burned. I know it's tempting. I know the attachment is there. But whatever you're dealing with in your life, and it's amazing how one of Einstein's quotes, they used that in a national platform many moons ago. I'm going to read it to you. And hopefully it'll help you guys understand, because you can't get away from what has happened to you. You can learn how to manage it. And she noted, this person that I knew, the fact that I went through something similar. They want to know how I got through it. And I'm like, cool, I'll be happy to tell you how I got through it. And I'm going to tell you guys how I did it. I stopped going back to the stove. I literally had to change the whole life pattern to let go of thinking about it all the time. Did it take time? Yes, indeed. All this stuff does take time. Sadly, sometimes a very painful time. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be good days. Whatever it is, relationship, or you're trying to earn a better life, a better income, it all takes time. It all evolves. But the most important thing that you have to realize, and what I learned, is you have to become the energy you want to become to attract. You have to become that internally for life to bring it to you externally. And one of Einstein's most famous quotes, it had to do with the science process of finding out, of detailing problem solving. There you go. That's a better word for it. But they used it in a better way. And I'll share the quote. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I've featured this many times here in America's Mentor because, for some reason I still get the text or this or that from people that are going through the same problem, and they realize they're just creating more of it by going towards it. Imagine going towards your goals. Imagine going towards your dreams. Imagine going towards that person you've always wanted to become. You're going to literally create a new mindset, therefore a new frequency, which is one of the words out of the quote box tonight, and therefore a new reality. But as I noted with Einstein's quote, but this quote wasn't made famous until 1981. It was published by Narcotics Anonymous. Are they even still around? I'm asking the air. I don't even know if they're still around. But point being, that brings up a great point. The reason why drug addicts go back and they get off the wagon, or alcoholics get off the wagon, they go back to the same environment. It's really, I mean, that's all I did. I just created a new environment to stop triggering the old thoughts. It's really, really that simple. Is it hard to implement? No. Do you have to keep doing it? Yes. But the question is, how fast do you want to heal? How fast do you want to let go of what has happened to you? How fast do you want to create a better life for yourself? That's the question. I mean, people ask me all the time about that, getting over this and how do I manifest that and all. I mean, these are all the same questions I ask myself. But it all boils down to frequency. And out of the quote box tonight, what you do frequently, it will become your frequency. I got digressed here. I'll say it again. What you do frequently becomes your frequency. What does that mean? It creates different energy. That's all it is. All you're trying to do is go into a better life, which is going to create energy, to create new triggers, to start attracting to you all that you've always wanted. It's really, really that simple. Frequently is regularly or habitually. Frequency is the rate of which something occurs. So if you keep doing something, you're going to keep getting better at it. You're going to keep attracting it. And when you start grasping that, life becomes a lot more easier. Yeah, some situations will allow you to change your environment per se, but I have to tell you what helped me was to change my environment. So people say, I can't do that. Well, you're right. You can't do it, Meatball, because you already told yourself to. If you really want to let go of the hurt, if you really want to change a habit, if you really want to change who you are, you have to change your outside world, which will create a different inside world, a way of thinking. In essence, your frequency, your electric charge, your vibration. When you can grasp that, you'll realize that all you need to do is make a plan. Make a plan on the person that you've always wanted to become and implement that every day. That's all I did. I didn't even realize what I was doing. That's why I love sharing this, because one day I realized, poof, the pain was gone. This is what happens. It's called a quantum leap. When you get out of one state of reality and you are now living in another. When that starts happening in your life, that's what you can call that a so-called miracle. To me, it was just changing the whole thought process about what had happened to me. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you, give you some peace, knowing that yes, you can heal. You can have a new start in life. You can have a new beginning, but it's only by your choice to do so. It's by your conscious choice every day, using the 10% of your brain, that frontal lobe, to make better choices on the life you've always wanted. What does it take? What kind of life do you want? What kind of reality do you want to create? What kind of dimension of reality you want to create? Most importantly, what kind of energy do you want to emit? Because that's going to be your reality. This is the beauty of it. We have complete control. We have complete control of what we're creating just by our thought about it, because everything else starts the ball rolling from there. Life evolves from that. So if you go from a sad, depressed person and you change over to this passionate soul, life's going to give you more things to be passionate about. But this is where people fail, and I did for a decade, because I didn't realize what I was trying to do. Journaling woke that up for me, because I started to create a new mindset by putting myself in writing where I wanted to be. It stopped the pain. And I didn't even realize it. So poof, one day I'm like, holy shit, this is great. It feels like a weight off your chest, is my point. You want to get to that point in your life. You want to realize that, first off, you have the power. You got to reiterate that every day. You are not powerless. You are powerful. But the main thing is choice. It's you making that choice every day. It's you understanding the true power that you have and utilizing it. But you need a guidepost. You need a starting point. That's why I say to journal. You don't have to journal every day, but make yourself a plan. Put it by a friggin' doorway where you read it every day. I have my Constitution in my little studio here that I read to myself every day. I do this, I do that, I do that. It's just me reiterating who I am. That's all I did. I just had to retrain my mind from thinking one way to thinking another. Arduous? Not really, if you really want to change. If you really want a new life. If you really want to expand your reality to the next level, this is what it takes. It's just taking you to make a conscious choice every day to not think the way you did the day before. Whereas 90% of our thoughts are from the day before. It's just you retraining yourself on where you want to go and living in that. Because if it gets you excited, you're going to create it. If you're passionate about it, you're going to manifest it. You're going to create a whole new reality, a whole new realm of thinking. And then one day, poof, the pain is going to be gone. Because you can think about it now without emotion. That energy and emotion that really brought you down whenever you thought about this person or that situation or even that trauma, which helped me in a lot of ways dealing with that backwards trauma in my life, the emotional and physical part. It was great because all I did was put myself in a different place, do it repetitiously, frequently, and it became my frequency. This is the beauty of it. And, hopefully this gives you, it can open the door, a crack of the door of hope for you guys to realize, yes, indeed, there is, you do have the ability to create a new life. You do have the ability to become the person you've always wanted to be. But what does it take? A choice by you to make that choice every day to be the best you. So hopefully this helped, guys. On this Friday night. It's getting late, man. I gotta go pick up my little one here. So America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor on X, guys. Much love for YouTube, hashtag America's Mentor. Please subscribe and follow me there. Enjoy your Friday and give yourself a break, man. Give yourself a break to understand that you can attract anything, really anything you want in your life. But it takes a diligent effort by your part to make the conscious choice. You want to live in pain? Indeed, a lot of us do every single day. How am I going to get out of it? Make the choice. But indeed, don't just make the choice, make a plan. When you have something to look forward to, it's like, you're going to a restaurant. They have this certain thing on the menu that you're going to get. Life is the same way. Make that order with your life every day. Make that order with your conscious thought every day. And that restaurant, that gift, that miracle, that quantum leap is going to happen for you. So happy Friday to you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.